Wait, what was that very peaceful
No
new intro music? You can't. We've been doing this show for years. You can't just drop new intro
I
music
didn't
out of
change
nowhere
it.
without telling
That was
anybody.
StreamYard. I was as shocked as you were.
Wow, I love
The
that,
Chooch-
dude. I feel
that
so
is
relaxed.
The Chooch theme song. That's what that
Hell
was.
yeah.
That's
Hell
what
yeah.
that was.
That's right, guys. If you're listening or watching on YouTube, hit the like button, share with your friends. Maybe you're watching on Twitter, wherever you're watching or listening. Thank you for being here. This is Snaps, a college football podcast. During the offseason, we do it Tuesdays and Thursdays. And we got the film guy, Canon Chooch, certified Chooch haver, the man who can throw it farther than fuck. He's like Kenny Powers, right? I am the man because I can throw the ball faster than fuck. We got Brooks Austin here on the show with us today. He is live in Indianapolis at the Combine, much like last year. We saw J.J. McCarthy getting reps in the lobby. Brooks getting media reps in the lobby because the grind never stops. Brooksy, what's up, dude? How we doing today?
Oh, we're doing well. It's a breezy, cold, wet, moist 45 degrees here in Indianapolis today. So not too bad. It could have been much worse, but it's definitely not 72 and sunny like it is back in the home state.
Well, look, speaking of, not only can you outthrow Aaron Murray, but watch this, Aaron, because you could fucking never. This is Brooks' top golf for the audience.
Little over the top.
Smack! Gone! Get out of here!
Hey, did it leave the building, Brooke? Did it leave the building?
You know, I had some of those BP balls, some of those Nerf balls out there on that top golf. I think they were trying to limit the amount of balls lost. You know, a general overhead expense issue when a long bomber like me shows up to the arena. So, yeah, they place some mile per hour restrictions on our specific bay over there. They said, hey, 211 over there, bay 211. Got a long knocker over there, so we gotta watch out for that guy.
Hey, boys, drive it for show, putt for dough. That's all I gotta say. Okay, you hit it a long way. You can't make a damn putt; it don't matter.
Okay. So much like you bailed on a throwing contest because you're like,
no, it's kind of like the throw.
You're like, you don't have the timing to throw it over the middle.
Yeah.
You don't have the timing to throw it deep out.
I want to see Brooks take a 5-step drop, throw a dig route, throw it deep out.
Done.
Not just the goal ball in the post route. Anyone can.
All done.
I could find some dude on the side of the street that can get a football and throw it 60 yards. That's easy. Can you take a 5-step and throw it?
So you're already admitting that Brooks can outdrive you as well.
I'm not admitting anything. I'm just saying there's more to the game than just the long ball. That's all I'm saying. There's more than come on.
The choochless boy wonder.
Yeah, I was about to say all the little nuance of excuses that man gives to avoid competing against a former defensive
this offseason. I am ready.
Unbelievable, dude.
I am ready. Let's go.
Unbelievable. Pathetic. Brooks, what's going on though? We do want to talk to you about a little combine, but we have so many Georgia fans on, and we were going to have some fun with it yesterday or 2 days ago. I can't remember exactly, but we didn't end up getting around to it. But we wanted to talk about Mike Bobo. Because I get a lot of Georgia talk through your Twitter, through osmosis. And obviously, one of the battlegrounds of Georgia football right now is Mike Bobo. And it's not completely unfair because as an outsider, like the outside perspective, you do point to, and it's one of the reasons why the last couple of years I haven't been as bullish on Georgia is pointing to the fact that, look, for whatever warts they had, Monken and Stetson Bennett were unbelievable in these big time games and blah, blah, blah. And since he left, it just hasn't quite been the same. Here, Travis Shuttleworth in the chat, Bobo's cheeks. So before we get into exactly what, before we get into like the points of the debate, what did I miss a story? What spurred the Mike Bobo conversation?
Yeah, so I was on Feinbaum yesterday, name drop. I was on with him yesterday. Wow. He started this offseason with basically like saying, I don't understand why Kirby's so loyal to this guy. He can go down Peachtree Street and find a better offense coordinator. Obviously referring to Buster Faulkner down there at Georgia Tech. I think this predates, even the last couple of years at the University of Georgia. This goes all the way back to when Aaron was playing at Georgia. Mike Bobo is the most like hated individual in the Georgia football space. By far, not even close. There is not. Well, I'll tell you what. Schottenheimer, close second, and that's about it. Those two guys, but it's really just Bobo. They hate the guy. And you talked about it, like taking a step back with Monken. They took a step forward in 2023. That's what blows my mind about this whole entire discussion. Like when he had the similar core, right? A different quarterback with really good weapons. He scored more points per game. He was better in yards per play, and he led the nation in third down conversion percentage. Okay, we lose 2 wide receivers to the NFL draft, or 2 weapons in Brock Bowers and Ladd McConkey. And what did those guys do? Oh, I don't know. Combined for 2,000 combined yards in their rookie seasons in the NFL. I would agree. I think we can all agree, are pretty damn good football players.
Yes.
So, there was a lot that the roster, and that's my whole point, the roster deteriorated in 2024 in comparison to 2023. And if you give him even parts, he performed evenly in terms of the standard.
But Brooksy, you gotta go back to 2023 real quick, okay? Because I think the problem that people have with Bobo is in the run-up to 23, what I said constantly on this program was, or sorry, let me honor Kirby. What I said constantly on this program was that because of let's not call it, whatever you want to call it, easy schedule, because of the schedule, that they were going to put up massive numbers during the regular season. But the big question was going to be, what would they do in the biggest moments? Because again, in sports, especially American sports, what we value over everything are championships and the big. So yes, on a day-to-day basis, they may have been better, but ultimately in 23, it is the failure to win said championship that looms way larger than being better on a yards per play basis or being better on third down.
And look, I'm here for that. I understand that process. Oh, he sucked against Alabama in the SEC championship game in 2023. As if people seem to forget that they put up the exact same amount of points in 2021's SEC championship game. The only difference is they got into the 14 playoff and had a chance to avenge that loss in the national title game. But when you say these things and when you debate these things, you're just making excuses for the coordinator. You're not providing facts. You're not providing realistic information or, an unbiased opinion. You're just a Bobo defender and the guy sucks. Look, I don't think Mike Bobo deserves a Broyles Award. I don't think he's the best offensive coordinator in the world. I just don't think he's terrible. And I'm an idiot for thinking that he's not terrible. Aaron, you played for the guy. Is he a good coordinator?
I want to go back to the 2023 Alabama game too, and think about the players that you just mentioned, Ladd and Brock. And you watched the film as much as anyone of that game. Were they healthy? Were they even close to 100%? That was like they were saving those guys. They didn't play in Georgia Tech the week before. They were hoping they would be healthy for that SEC championship game. They were nowhere near 100%. Brock Bowers at the top of every one of his routes looked like an old man. Doesn't look like he did in the NFL right now. Like those guys were nowhere near capable of playing anywhere near 100%. So
not to even mention, we got a first round right tackle tapping his helmet midway through the first quarter, getting out in the form of Amarius Mims. Yeah, they lost basically 3 top 45 picks in that football game midway through the second quarter. But he sucks.
Look,
so back to Brooks' question.
An old strength coach once told me excuses are like buttholes. They stink and everybody's got one. Okay. Continue now, Aaron. Continue now as we interview the very biased former Mike Bobo protege, QB1 Aaron Murray. What do you think about
our guest asked me a question. It would be rude of me not to answer the question, obviously. What do you want me to do here? So no, I'm not going to answer it. Going back to my time, we were always one of the best offenses in the country. We did not have an elite defense to support us on the other side. We had to score 40 points per game just to be competitive. We did that week in and week out. Offense was never the issue. But I'm with Brooks. I think the familiarity with Bobo, because of growing up in the state of Georgia, going to Georgia, being a quarterback there, then being an assistant, then quarterback coach, then OC. I feel like once you get to know someone so intimately and so personally, you feel like you can just give them shit whenever you want. It's like you and me, like first couple of weeks, you got to play it slow. The more you get to know each other, the more we can, talk about each other's moms. feel like everyone wants to give Bobo shit because he's just been around for so long and they feel like they can. So I feel for the guy, but I think he's still a hell of an OC.
I just think it's unfortunate for everybody at that program. And look, they're a byproduct of their own success, as all these programs in college football are. But it seems like now the standard is if you don't win a title, you have to get fired. What kind of nonsense is that? You know what I mean? What kind of nonsense is that?
That's the nonsense that comes from winning, though.
Yeah,
I mean, everything in
a lot
sports,
of good football coaches out, man, doing that shit.
No doubt.
You're gonna run a lot of good football coaches out.
But everything in sports is a function of expectation. And where you land in relation to those expectations, right? Like South Carolina, fucking incredible year for them. That exact same season for Alabama was a disaster. And so the expectation for Georgia clearly became that remember David Pollock sitting there and telling Saban to his face, Kirby has supplanted you. They are the new Alabama. So that was the bar that they were going to be measured against. And that is why when they fall short of the one thing that is supposed to bring them happiness, that's why you're seeing these extreme reactions. Y'all are suffering from the view, y'all are suffering from success. That is a very real thing. You've lost perspective and you're not going to be able to regain it because your fan base fully believes every single year that you are the new Nick Saban in Alabama, and therefore every single year you should be playing for a national championship, which might not even be unfair because that's how good Kirby and company is. Maybe it's impossible in this new era of college football, but it's going to be real hard to get people to accept those facts and remain happy with the success that you have.
I agree.
Great points. I don't have much there for you.
Great points. Great points.
I just
let me ask. Go ahead. If you want to continue on this, I was going to move a little bit.
One more on Bobo. I think the one thing on Bobo, and I think Shuttleworth says it here in the chat, because y'all are absolutely right. Objectively, numbers very good throughout his entire career, and objectively getting too much shit than his numbers would dictate. Like if you were just to look at them in a vacuum with like a blind resume, you'd be like, oh yeah, of course they're happy with this guy, right? But like, here's what Shuttleworth says. Bobo is the best OC that Kirby could convince to work for him. Fuck no. UJ should have top 5 coordinators in the nation every single season. I don't know if it's a byproduct of familiarity or what, but the fact that you lose a guy like Monken and now go look what he's gone on to do in the NFL. He's awesome. And then you just go in-house with what is viewed as like one of the coach's boys, essentially, instead of like the big name at the time. I feel like that is something that kind of rubs people the wrong way.
Yeah, I think that people that make that comment don't realize why Todd Monken was brought into the University of Georgia in the first place. Todd Monken was brought to the University of Georgia to teach Kirby Smart what pro offense looks like, how to install it, how to teach it, how to maintain it. Okay, the next guy that was elevated was there to maintain it and had been in the building for 2.5 years. So I just, they're running what Kirby's offense, what he wants it to look like moving forward. By the way, if they hired Buster Faulkner, the concepts would be the exact same thing. They would run the same stuff that they're running right now. There would be tweaks, right? Because every player is a little bit different. The offense looks slightly different with Carson than it did with Stetson. Not as much play action rollout, not as much manipulation of the launch point because the quarterback wasn't as athletic. But in terms of how they are actually installing like pass game concepts or run game concepts, they've been the same for the last 3 or 4 years because that's the style of offense Kirby wants. He wants a pro style man beaters on one side, full field reads. He wants man beaters over here, zone beaters over here, and that's the way they want to run their pass concepts. They don't want to be an air raid pick and stick offense under Kirby Smart, and I don't think they ever will be.
They need to run the football better. I think that's something even when I've talked to Bobo in the years past, I was talking to a guy this morning actually about this, and I was like, the lack of explosive plays kills me when I watch Georgia's offense. Like you watch, Alabama in years past, you watch LSU, you watch Ohio State this year. You can give a receiver a bubble or a slant, something quick. They turn a 5-yard gain into a 70-yard gain. Georgia had that with Brock. They had that with Ladd. I was hoping they would have that with Arian, maybe Dom Lovett, and it just never really happened. You never had that guy that could take a quick screen or whatever it may be and turn it into an explosive play. Looking forward to this year. Do they have that guy in the roster? Do they have that home run threat that can catch some of the short stuff and make it easy on a young quarterback and an OC like Bobo?
Yeah, I think it's why they prioritize a guy like Zachariah Branch out of the portal. And you don't land a football player like another coach that gets a lot of shit, James Coley. You don't land Zachariah Branch this year without James Coley on your staff. The ties with Zachariah Branch's recruitment dating back to Texas A&M out of high school are the reason that Branch ended up at Georgia this year. So I do think he's that type of football player. Aaron, and I know there were some drop concerns last year at USC, but when I watch Zachariah Branch on film, I see a catch radius issue. I don't see a natural hands issue. He's just a smaller guy. And I don't have to worry about that with things like tunnel screens and bubble screens and stuff like that. I also do think the lack of explosivity in some of those areas was because you didn't have Brock Bowers and Darnell out in space blocking smaller players. You just weren't as good at the extension of the run game, as you mentioned.
So, well, look, let's be clear. Pretty much as a whole across the country, the run game is struggling.
Yeah.
These little nobody knows how to run block anymore. Everybody's
no one can just commit to running the football. Like, you just can't commit to it.
But beyond that, it's interesting you mentioned Zachariah Branch though, because I feel like this is just going to be Dom Lovett all over again. I kept hearing about how dominant Dom Lovett and Ra Thomas were supposed to be, and then I looked at the numbers and they weren't there. This man played in a Lincoln Riley offense and had 47 for 503 and 1 tud last year. The year before that, 31 for 320 and 2 tuds. A nice jump there, but it still does not feel like the elite wide receiver that Georgia should have, given how elite they are at so many other positions on that roster.
They don't prioritize it, or at least they haven't in years prior. Yeah, they did this year. That's what I was going to say. CJ Wiley and Taylon Taylor are the two highest combination of wide receivers they've signed since 2019. Since they signed Dominic Blaylock and George Pickens in the same class, these are the two highest touted wide receivers that they've had, and they look very different. You know, CJ's 6'4", 210 pounds, and runs 10.7 and 100. Like, that's a burner that's very, very big and long. NFL pedigree. Dad played in the league. Mom was a Olympian track runner. And then you got a guy like Taylon Taylor, who's more of a Z-body type. I originally compared him to a guy like Roman Wilson out of Michigan. I think he's since elevated his game and become a far more explosive type of, instead of a possession receiver that can get open, I think he's actually got the ability to kind of take some top off every once in a while. But they're getting better at these areas and points of concern. It's just a matter of whether or not they actually live up to it. I'm with you, T-Bob. I mean, every damn year I write an article about, will this be the year Georgia has another 1,000-yard receiver? Every freaking year. I write it every year.
I'm done saying it. For the past 2 years, I've pumped the receiving core up to T-Bob. Like, they're going to be so good this year. Like, I had the spring game last year and seeing Dom go off in the spring game, like, all right, I saw him in Missouri. Different. He looked great. And in the season, he just disappeared. I mean, there was nothing from him. I was shocked.
I know there must have been a voodoo curse on that wide receiver room the moment Dominic Lovett started dropping balls. When that dude's dropping balls, I'm like, buddy, this is the one thing you're supposed to be able to do.
It still goes back. I mean, how much of it goes back to Cortez Hankton? Because maybe that's fair or unfair, but ever since he showed up at LSU, the wide receiver room has taken a massive leap.
But he did not recruit at Georgia. He did not recruit during his time here.
Interesting.
Most of the big name receivers you remember from the University of Georgia during his time, I recall two names: Ladd McConkey and A.D. Mitchell. Those are two 3-star prospects. Those are two 3-star prospects that, if anything, the scouting department found that had very little to do with Cortez Hankton. They were on Ladd McConkey because of a testing metric that he popped up at a Louisville camp, and they offered him at a basketball game in February. Like, that was a total, luck of the grab, if you will, for some of those guys. So yeah, no, you're right. I mean, Hankton, I'm not going to say kicked his feet up, but didn't do a necessarily great job of recruiting. And that coincided with a time period, T-Bob, where Matt Luke signed 9 football players in 2021 and 2022 in the offensive line position, 2 of which are still on the roster. The other 7 never played a snap or transferred out.
Yeah.
You go 2 years with signing 2 playable football players. That's horrible at the University of Georgia.
That's interesting though on the Hankton front, because I was kind of framing it as y'all were feeling the sting of losing Hankton. You're saying that he's responsible for some of the personnel issues, because everything he's done at LSU has gotten him like straight A.
But LSU brand receivers is far different than Georgia.
Now, it is crazy.
It's been for a while though. It's not just now. It's been for years.
No, I know, but it's taken on, like, it's become unreal consistent lately. I mean, it used to be DBU, now it's wide receiver.
T-Bob, are they gonna sign Tristan Keys?
I don't know. Who's Tristan Keys?
That's okay. Tristan Keys is the #1 wide receiver.
Wow, don't you do that to me, you son of a bitch.
I'm just
saying.
Don't
do that to me, you son of a bitch. You want to have a snapping competition?
I'll whip your ass on that one. 242 starts, baby. Anyways, no, they aren't. I'm on the other side of it. I don't think LSU's recruiting at the standard they're supposed to a wide receiver right now. I don't think that.
Okay, this is the so I got to be honest. I have not really looked into any 26 recruiting yet. I think LSU has like 6 commitments right now. I'm not.
It's a bad.
When it comes to recruiting, I'll have to cover it for like my local shows, but I'm very much a macro guy. I don't really care about the micro, because the individual players go boom or bust. You just have to be. You have to have enough of a class where you're in the top 10, you're keeping up with the Joneses, and like I'll say that I'm happy to. LSU's wide receiver room is going to be fucking insane next year, though.
Yeah.
Barry Brown, Nick Anderson, Aaron Anderson coming back again.
Aren't
Chris Hilton healthy?
Aren't like the first 2 names you mentioned there are transfers, correct?
Yeah, but I don't know how much Barry Brown's going to factor into the. He's more of like the best returner.
No, you do a lot with him in the slot.
No, I agree. But you still have Aaron Anderson in the slot, who had a huge year last year. Chris Hilton was hurt all year. He got back, dominated the last couple of games. And then Nick Anderson's the guy that Oklahoma fans kept pointing to last year. Be like, once he gets back, Oklahoma's going to be good. And it didn't work out, but he should be I guess, have a much better ability to put up numbers this year.
We haven't talked about this. I haven't really heard. You've probably talked about it. Yeah, I haven't heard it yet. Love to get your thoughts on the quarterback spot at Georgia. What did you think of the bowl game or the playoff game?
This is what I want to
know. I know you're a big fan of Puglisi. I've got to know the kid actually the past couple of weeks. Really good kid. Great size. We all love the
Never forget Brooks trying to gaslight us after losing Raiola.
Yes.
That Puglisi was basically Raiola.
Yeah, and Raul's out here doing TikTok dances. How you feel?
I don't like the TikTok dance. I don't like the TikTok dance. Okay, I don't like it. I also am very upset with Matt Rule on multiple fronts right now. Yeah. Actually, I don't give a fuck about the spring game. I agree with him there. I hate him canceling the Tennessee series. So I agree. I am down on Nebraska right now. But tell me about Puglisi.
Well, tell me about both. Like, is it a shoe-in, or is Puglisi have a legit chance, you think?
So back to your original question about the Notre Dame performance and just Gunner overall. I think Gunner's best ability and best attribute as a quarterback is when he can throw the football as hard as he possibly wants. Okay, so I would design an entire offense based off what I call it would be a ripping and running offense. Okay, every pass that we have opportunity for him to throw, he's gonna be able to stand 10 toes in and rip the shit out of it. And then everything else is gonna be predicated off running the football. I don't think Gunner, based off the throwing motion, the mechanics, and just the lack of the ability to layer the football like Carson did and like maybe Puglisi could, I wouldn't necessarily design an offense predicated off deep overs or running to grass or throwing with anticipation. I would be what they were in the bowl game, which is we're going to throw back shoulder fades. We're going to throw go balls. We're going to throw 12-yard stops. We're going to throw 3-step slants. We're going to do everything to let this kid throw like a closer. I think he's very Craig Kimberly to me as a quarterback. Okay, and that's
Mark Wohler. Thank you very much.
I don't know if there's a huge pro potential.
That's fair. But look, I think Gunner does things at the college level that we're missing last year in that building. I think Gunner galvanizes the unit. I think Gunner is believed in by his teammates. I think Gunner's teammates love him. And it is the reason, guys, why we see guys have tremendous, prolific college careers. And then they just don't work out in the NFL because they don't have NFL traits. He's not 6'4". He's not 225. He's not the most talented thrower of the football. Yeah, you can raise your hand. But he is a
I can layer the shit out of it though.
Player.
I can hear
Yeah.
the shit out of it.
No, he just can't throw it.
No, I can hear it though.
Imagine that Brooks wants to run a Chooch-based offense. No, look on the Gunner front. Shit, what was I going to say?
That's a big old
Now
coffee
I
right
fucking
there.
lost it for the Chooch-based offense. It was something about here it is. Because the comments that you just said kind of remind me of that quote from Kirby that I found to be pretty odd before the playoffs, where he talked about, didn't he say something along the lines of like the boys play harder for him?
He did verbatim. He said the quarterback's job is to get guys to play harder for them, and he does that.
So give me your breakdown of that. Was that a direct shot at Carson Beck?
Look, I don't think there's anybody who's been around the Georgia program the last 2 years. I don't think there's any doubt that the last 12 months of the Carson Beck experience, I should say, became very much so. He was a pro. He showed up, did his work, and then left the building, didn't hang out with the boys, wasn't kicking it, wasn't eating lunch with the homies, wasn't being a college football player. He was being,
Can't do that at quarterback. Can't do that at
quarterback. I don't think you can do that in college at all. I don't think you can do that in college at all. You definitely can't do it at quarterback. So I do think there was hey man, this guy used to be admired and loved by his teammates for being patient, and then he had the year he had in 2023, and now
he had the damn girlfriend. He got the damn girlfriend. See, that's the problem. It's the girlfriend. 110% is the girl. It was the girl.
Is he a damn bad dog?
Oh,
best aired multiple times.
No, he's not. No, he's not.
The rare DBD.
Yes.
DBD.
Is he a damn bad dog? Answer the question.
No.
Not. I classify him as a damn good dog because he waited his turn. Now, but you leave and you immediately get that wiped away. You leave, you go play somewhere else, wiped, done.
Brooksy, what are you watching at the combine?
Yeah, we got D linemen and linebackers today. I'm gonna be honest with you. Last year I came up here. They don't necessarily sit you in the best spot as a media observer. With no Wi-Fi and no ability to actually do your work. So you're basically just sitting there from 120.
The nosebleeds?
So in Indy, they have stadiums. The front row is like a high school gym where they can push it back. Yeah. So they push the first 30 rows back and sit media like 60 rows up in the corner, way off in the back. So you can't see dick. Last year we ended up coming back to the hotel and watching it on the television broadcast.
Oh wow, that's useful.
So yeah, you're basically up here to ask guys, hey, what did you think about your time at Georgia? And they say it was great. And then you have to listen to 19 NFL media members go, hey, Malachi, have you met with the Miami Dolphins?
Yeah.
How was that?
Yeah. Hey, Cam or Shedeur?
Oh, I'm a draft neither guy, but if I could take one in the 15-20 range, I'm taking Shedeur. And here's why. Cam Ward does way too many, and I know he likes to play lackadaisical, and people think he's just calm and cool and collected in the pocket, whatever. I watched NFL head coach get fired and his damn general manager on the hot seat up there in Chicago this year because a quarterback could not play on time, refused to play on time, refused to play within structure, constantly backing out of pockets, thinking that he can do things in the pro balls or really even do in the college level. I see that times 1,000 on Cam Ward's tape. Every time I turn Cam Ward on.
But Shedeur is not to the extreme, but Shedeur is pretty lackadaisical at times too, though.
Correct. Well, he holds on the ball for 10 years to make a play, for sure.
And I think when I went and watched Colorado, I saw a system that didn't really provide a lot of hots, didn't provide a lot of checkdowns, they were an attacking, explosive downfield type of passing concepts. I don't mind some of the stuff with Shedeur, but it scares me because he's fit. I do believe he's physically limited. He's not a great athlete, and he doesn't have a tremendous arm. No, I think
I would hate to draft. I would hate to draft
both.
Prospect I would hate to draft both.
Yeah, I'm moving up late in the back end and probably drafting Dart if I have to have a quarterback.
God, I don't know if I would even want Dart. I don't want any of them.
No,
I don't think Dart's elite with anything that he has attribute wise. There's nothing. Dart does not have an arm.
Moxie, baby.
Yeah.
Does Dart have moxie though?
Oh, Dart's got FU swag, Bob. Dart's
but
got
like,
Dart's got
where's
I
that
got crosses
against
on
Kentucky at
my
home?
shit. And I did that shit against Georgia, baby. He did that shit against Georgia too this year.
No, I know, but I'm talking about, I don't know, man. Where was
Right.
that shit when you got to beat the Gators to make all your dreams come true?
You're right.
I don't know.
You're
I
right.
don't know. I mean, he's for sure. He's got some fuck you dog in him, but it's not pit bull levels of fuck you dog.
There's not a for sure Hall of Famer,
Dale.
first team, all pro getting drafted this year from quarterback.
He's got like Uga aura in that he's like fat, inbred, on the verge of death, and should probably just be retired.
Have you boys seen some of the clips coming out from Tyler Shuck's highlights?
No,
Holy shit!
from
Murray,
from the combine or from like
no, from actual film, from actual games. This dude's doing stuff that Murray couldn't even dream about in terms of arm talent. This guy's doing crazy shit.
Shuck?
Oh yeah,
he's like 27 though.
He's an
I
old
know,
dude.
but he's got.
I wouldn't say like elite. Let's.
I'm gonna send you some clips, Murray. I'm gonna send you some clips.
I had their game at the end of the season. I watched them live.
I still just don't understand how the fuck he pronounces his last name that way.
Yeah, I don't get that one either.
It's like Brett Favre saying Favre, even though the V and the R are literally just flipped. See, okay. Again, that is a natural French pronunciation. Hebert, Hebert.
So much so that you go by an acronym of T-Bob. Yeah, you're right.
It's a silent H. And yes, T-Bob means Petit Bobby, little Bob. Okay.
Herbert,
it's Cajun heritage thing. Most people don't carry it's Hebert, you stupid fuck, if you're going to pronounce it incorrectly.
Herbert.
And yeah, most people don't carry the T into adulthood, but I'm fucking built different. Okay. So I said, yeah, you're going to keep calling me T-Bob, even though I'm a 36-year-old father of 3 that owns not 1, but 2 Toyota Sienna minivans. Murdered out Toyota Sienna minivans, guys. Okay. Don't fucking forget it. Brooks,
Dylan Gabriel ain't got shit on you, brother.
Hell yeah. Dylan Gabriel.
Right, boys.
Hey, man, we just got to play games.
Enjoy Indy. Enjoy Indy.
Look at that. Oh, hell yeah, dude.
Sun's out.
Oh,
We'll see,
look at
boys.
that. I don't know what the fuck just happened. That's the Chooch himself, Brooks Austin. The man. Aaron, I didn't even get to say hi to you yet. What's going on? How you doing?
What's up? I really think I'm ready for this throwing competition. I think I'm ready. This is the year.
For what competition? Oh, the throwing
competition. Yeah.
Well, I mean, you got to be feeling so good from all your marathon training.
I do feel phenomenal. I'm not gonna lie. Body feels good.
I'm feeling pretty good myself, dude. I gotta be honest. I am such a fan of
yourself,
this lion's mane that I've been taking.
Yes.
Love it. Mushrooms. I feel so mentally sharp. And again, as an objective way of measuring, my chest is getting better. I play chess every single fucking day.
Nice.
I'd stalled out for a year basically, and now I'm finally raising ELO again, dude. I don't know. It's crazy. I just feel sharper. I'm nervous as hell though today, dude, because today's the first day of the Rome show stuff.
Ooh.
I know, dude. I know. 5 to 6
is
today.
Is it a tester or is it live?
Oh no, it's live.
It's
where? Live. It's on X, on his Twitter and everything. It'll be on radio somewhere, and then it's on a channel called Fast, which is on DirecTV, Amazon, all the different packages buried in there somewhere.
Let's go.
But yeah, again, we got a month. This is like a month tryout, basically. So I have to do good because I desperately need the money. If we're just being completely honest,
let's go.
I really need the fucking job. So we got to make this work long term. It starts today.
You got it.
And I'm nervous as fuck. It's gonna go great.
You got it as much as old girl's got her boyfriend's dad.
Okay, yes. Let's not mention names here. Because I mentioned the names yesterday, talking about it on my radio show, and I feel bad about it. There's no need for names in this story because the internet's already up these people's asses so much as to be kind of insane. But yes, a very funny SEC story in there is an attractive Ole Miss girl who was dating a very Greek-looking frat boy, and there were some Snapchat leaks going around. And this is the thing. This is what everything is working off of, is a Snapchat leak. And I think as this story is continuing to develop, we are learning that we are learning that it may not be as true as this one Snapchat message is saying. Because in the Snapchat message, it's talking about how this girl's dating this guy, and then she ended up fucking his dad. And then the mom and dad still stayed together, and the girlfriend, the boyfriend still stayed together. And then there were all other kinds of leaks from other people showing her account with her basically fucking them behind her boyfriend's back. But I've seen some late things that maybe that she didn't actually fuck his dad, but the dad tried to fuck her. She said, it's getting a little greasy. It's getting a little greasy. I would say
Why
that
would she want the dad?
because he's a fucking banker out of Austin. And he's rich as fuck. He's probably helping pay for tuition or something. Like, I don't think she's wanting the dad because of some pure. I mean, remember,
like
we got to remember,
sexually attracted. Yeah.
Yes, we are all infected with pornography brain rot, in that we think that a female is going to want to fuck you because you showed her your penis and you feel like it looks good that day. That's not true. That's why you should never send unsolicited dick pics. I think they wanted to fuck you because you were Aaron Murray, you're and you're charming and have game.
It's well manicured, looks phenomenal.
They did not want to fuck you just because you showed them your Jewish penis. That is not true. That is not true.
Lies, I say. It's 100%
in that
lie.
Same way. I mean, this could. I'm not saying it's a 0% chance.
Yeah.
Because maybe we all have fetishes. There's a fetish for everything. Maybe she does love the idea of, you had the young calf. I want some of the old bull.
Oh yeah.
Maybe that's real. But what kind of feels more likely is a greasy ass banker finance dad trying to fuck her.
Trying to hit on her.
His son's hit on her.
Was there like a picture that was released? Like, how does it get this much momentum?
I don't know how it exploded as big as it did, because all it was that Snapchat message.
What was this? I didn't see the Snapchat message.
I won't show it on here because I think
was it like from her to someone? Was this a Snapchat message, not like a video?
No, that's where it gets weird. It was someone talking about her. Let's see here.
Shalom. See, I'm not.
Oh, wow. And now her family, it looks like, has released a statement about the allegations that I'm not going to read right here, but they're like reaching out to the FBI to. Oh,
wow.
Okay, here's her. I'll read her statement. This is his daughter's officially. Hello, I'll leave out the name. I'm a student and a member of blank sorority at Ole Miss. I have been the victim of a deliberate and coordinated cyber attack spreading categorically false and defamatory information, partially and wholly edited screenshots, fake AI generated videos, and manipulated photographs, blah, blah, blah. So she's saying it's all bullshit.
Someone was out to get her. Why has the dad not made a statement?
I don't know. I don't know. I hate this story. The more it develops all around, which started as something kind of funny is now getting way too serious. But I mean, look, it's hard not to feel bad for,
if it's true her.
Anytime the internet presses, sits on your chest, I feel bad for that person. I've never had it happen, but like, it's got to be so overwhelming as a normal person to all of a sudden have the entire internet talking about you in this way. Like some real, fuck you up for life type shit.
I agree.
Here's some, wait, hold on.
Yeah.
Okay. So the message that I'm reading here is talking about how maybe it was more like the dad brought her out, got her drunk allegedly, and then brought her back to the house thinking that I don't know.
It's just bad look for him.
It's just greasy, guys. It's just greasy all around.
Don't try to fuck your son's girlfriend.
So that was my original point on the show yesterday, and the point that we should reinforce here: parents, do not try to fuck your progeny's significant other.
No.
Boyfriend, girlfriend, whoever. If you fuck them, nobody wins. Nobody wins. It only ends in heartbreak and misery for
Family
all.
divide. Yeah.
It's why Bobby Hebert Sr. shows some respect to not my father, my grandfather, told me every man has two heads. And when you let the little one make the decisions, that's when you get into trouble. Okay? So again, now granted, maybe your son's dating a Kappa Sig smoke show, okay? And you have brain rot porn. You have porn brain rot. And you think like, this will be normal. I can do this and it'll be normal. No, stop right there. The second you start thinking that, it's time to pull up because you're in a tailspin. Or you know what? Fantasize about it and then walk away. That's fine.
Go to the bathroom. Just go to the bathroom.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Go to a different room.
Watch the film, says that's greasier than Bill Murray and Osmosis Jones. It is. And that's hard to do because Bill Murray is greasy as fuck. Osmosis Jones. God, Osmosis Jones is such a good movie.
All right. To back to football news here. Jim Nagy, the man, the myth, the legend of the Senior Bowl, the new GM of Oklahoma.
Yeah. How about it, dude? I
think it's a great move for Oklahoma. I am shocked that he is going to, because this is not his roster.
Yeah.
He's tying his wagon onto that horse right now, knowing the shit that it could happen after next season if things don't go well.
So, but that's okay. So, a few thoughts here. First, I'm sad for the Senior Bowl because he was a transformational leader.
He was
for that event. And I personally love Jim and I personally love the Senior Bowl. I'm happy for Jim because I know he interviewed for the Jets GM job. He was really rumored to be connected to Florida as well. Now he's up at Oklahoma. So I'm happy for him because he's an incredible, he's got decades in the personnel game and he knows it top to bottom. He grinds like he's a genius evaluator. He's going to be great. He needs a GM job. I also love what it means for college GMs in general, as that's going to be a role that we continue to see become more and more real. Remember, we talked about the Texas Tech story a few weeks ago, where their GM tried to get poached by Notre Dame. Texas Tech paying their GM $1.5 million right now. So the question is, though, like you said, why would Jim do this? Why Oklahoma? And I would say this, Aaron. I actually think he has pretty good job security because we know about that Venables buyout. Venables isn't going anywhere. The buyouts have given coaches in the age of NIL. Buyouts have given coaches even more job security. Yeah. Because how in the fuck can you justify? Remember, his buyout was $44 million this last year. Let's say it's 33 next year. I don't know exactly. Let's say that. How in the world could you justify that? Plus hiring a new staff, plus all this sort of stuff, when all of those resources could be given to Jim to go buy players.
Yes. And you're already losing $20 million, $22 million to players with revenue sharing too. So like that's a lot of money down the drain as well that you're used to getting also. So
so 100%. I think what Oklahoma's doing here.
But you can't tell me, you cannot tell me at the end of the day, if Oklahoma has another season like it just had, second season in the SEC, where it's stagnant, it's the same exact schedule as it was a year ago. Yeah. If Oklahoma is 6-6 again, 6-6 again, that they don't give a damn what the buyout is. That's 3 or 4 seasons that are not winning records. So
I think that, first off, I think Oklahoma will be better this year. But let's say hypothetical, because they got Mateer. I don't know, and because I believe in some of the other guys they brought in, like Jim. But let's say that
Jim's fingerprints are not on this roster.
No, I know you're right.
About this roster is Jim,
but it is a good roster though. It's full of top 10 recruiting classes and top portal classes.
A lot of top 10 guys in last year's roster too.
I know. Okay, so let's say they do the exact same thing. I still don't think they make a move.
God, 3 of 4 seasons, and you're Oklahoma.
Trust me,
I know. Have a winning record.
I know, dude. I know.
Unacceptable, especially because Texas is probably going to have a season in which they're going to be in the top 5 the entire year.
Texas has a lot to replace.
I'm with you.
Look at all the Texas guys at the combine right now. But I just can't fathom somebody paying a $30 million buyout nowadays. I just can't. unless it was like a 4-8 season, maybe, or something. Like I can't, unless you just have a billionaire who walks in and is just so sick of just fed up with all of it. I don't know. But so here's what I think Oklahoma's doing. I think they probably feel they made a bad bet on Venables. But what they're saying is, okay, how do we make it better then? And they're investing and bringing in talent around him. And they're investing in getting players out of the portal. That, I mean, it probably cost a lot to get Mateer, the top quarterback in the portal. So I think Oklahoma is trying to make the best of a bad situation right now. And I think getting Jim Nagy is huge there. Because I do think he's a really good talent evaluator and that he will be very good for them in terms of improving this roster. Now, what Venables and company do with that, that remains to be seen.
We won't know until 2026.
Oh, they got the Wazoo OC.
Yeah.
I forgot. They brought them both in.
Yeah. I think they'll be better. I don't think they'll be that much better. I think they'll be good enough to where he's not going to get fired. 7-5, maybe 8-4. But going back to the original thought, getting Jim Nagy is a grand slam. The dude knows talent. He's a great evaluator, and he's going to help you build a roster for 2026 if you can make it there.
I'm trying to look up. I don't know what just reminded me of this. I don't know if I'm going to go find it. All right. So congratulations to Nagy. It's a good move for Oklahoma. I don't know, though, again, what the Andrew Cooper says 7-5, 8-4 is fired immediately. Maybe I'm wrong because Aaron's right. I mean, I know how crazy a college fan base can get, especially one with the pride of Oklahoma's history. So we'll see. Aaron, Travis Hunter was at the combine today, and he was saying that he wants to play both ways. 100% of the snaps at wide receiver, 100% of the snaps at corner. Do you think Travis Hunter's capable?
I think he's capable. I don't know if a team's going to have him do that. And there's less plays. There is less up-tempo. I think the college game, he's doing, 130, 140 plays?
Yeah.
And a lot of it's up-tempo, go. At least the NFL, it's a slower pace. Everyone's huddling. You get like 20 seconds, 30 seconds to get a breather. There's less of these spread offenses that want to throw it all over the ballpark, a lot of running. So could he do it? Yes. Will a team have him slotted at the number 1 or number 2 receiver? Probably not. So what I'm anticipating is him playing 100% of the defensive snaps as a corner and 30 to 60% of the offensive snaps, depending on the game plan, where he's playing maybe 25, 30 reps on offense. So he's going to get 70 to 85 plays per game, which is still a ton. But he's not going to have the 130 plays per game like he did in college.
My response to that is, again, though, like, why? Why not try? Now, if you get into camp,
if he's good enough, then yeah,
like,
100%.
Whatever. But like, if you're asking me, do I think it's possible? Before Travis Hunter, I would have said, no, I don't think it's possible. But I also had never seen anything like what Travis Hunter did last year. I didn't think it'd be possible to be so good on both sides of the ball like Hunter was last year. So it's like, okay, if this guy has already and say, oh, well, it's the NFL. Yes, and I understand that as well. But the NFL's been full of incredible athletes that never did what Hunter did when they were in college. And so if this man, like, I'm not going to limit a man who is up to this point has proven to have no limits. I say, if I'm driving, I just can't imagine drafting Travis.
I would give him the opportunity. He's going to learn both sides of football. There's no doubt about that. He will play offense and defense 110%. But you have to think from a defense perspective. In college, the receivers that he was guarding, he was superior than those guys athletically and everything else. He's going to be going against the best receivers in the world, which is physically and mentally way more taxing.
True.
You got to be on your shit every single play. Every play.
Yeah, so, you're right.
I think from that standpoint, you don't want to put too much on his play because like you could roll the ball out in college football and line him up, and it's like, me going against a JV kid if you're a varsity kid. There was a talent gap. There is no longer that great of a talent gap. It's the NFL.
Yeah. No, I mean, I see what you're saying. Again, though, he still did something that we've never seen anybody else do.
Unbelievable. And again, he will play both ways.
He's obsessed with football. He doesn't party. All he does is play and does a little bit of video games. We've talked about the joy that he plays the game with. It's effervescent. It's infectious. And those are the ones that end up being the greatest in their respective crafts, are the people who just genuinely fucking love it. Magnus Carlsen, the best chess player in the world, talked about this recently, talking about how his peers, they work, they practice all the time, all this sort of stuff. And he's like, to me, I don't work or practice. I just play constantly because I love it. And I always have loved it. And I'm just obsessed with it. And I think Travis Hunter's kind of the same about football. So
I agree.
We'll see.
I agree.
We will see. You know what's crazy to think about? College Football 26, the video game, comes out in July. 25 doesn't seem that long ago. Highest selling sports video game of all time in terms of total dollars. Reportedly with College Football 25. I still play. I'm in the third year of a dynasty.
Damn, I just don't have the fucking time to play.
With like 15 other people. We play I know, trust me, it actually is a lot. We have to play twice a week, and I don't practice anymore. I just play the game, but it is like, even then it's kind of hard to fit it in, but it's a damn good game.
Damn good game. I wouldn't say there's anything major that needs to be done differently this year.
I think you just add features.
I don't know if you can add many features. That thing had everything you could possibly want.
Well, look, it did, people were upset that Road to Glory didn't have like the
you think they'll have the money, like the GM role?
I still don't know what you would do about NIL. I also don't know if doing NIL seems fun on Dynasty.
It's not doing NIL. It is giving the fan $18 million, and this is how you can build your roster.
Oh, maybe so. Yeah.
It's essentially what Madden does.
Modified. Yeah.
It's less NIL weird bullshit. It's you have to build your roster and players and say, no, this is what I want. And if you don't give it to them, they can hit the portal.
Maybe so. The only thing is, I've not found myself ever being like, oh man, I wish I could add some sort of financial management angle to this right now. but also like that.
I liked it when I would play Madden. I enjoyed that part of it, like the
okay. Maybe I'm wrong.
Get players in the off season.
But I mean, look, you can still add stuff like stupid stuff like mascot mode.
Yeah.
Bringing, like I said, Road to Glory, fleshing that out a bit. Gameplay wise, it's pretty fucking tight. Yeah. And I mean tight like
besides defense sucks to play, but other than that.
Well, yes and no, but like I don't know, man. Once you really start to practice your defense, like you get some you can start to lock people down pretty good. It's still definitely harder, but also picks happen at a way higher rate than any other one ever.
True.
So it kind of balances it out.
All right, good luck tonight, big guy. Make us proud.
I'm going to try to.
Also, send me your Disney list, by the way.
What?
Rides.
What we're doing?
No, like your list of favorite things to do at each theme park.
Okay. Wait, I will do. Hold on. Let me look up. I want to show you this real quick because it made me laugh very hard. Cash Patel. Okay, this might be it. Have you been watching Severance?
No. We got to get back into it.
I've been really enjoying it. Actually, that's the one thing.
We're in the new season of White Lotus. It's
like
pretty good.
Let's get through one night. First ride I'm hitting. I don't know what the first ride I'm hitting is. I think we're starting Magic Kingdom, so probably like a Tron or something. All right, I'll just find it on my phone real quick and I'll show you.
What are we looking for?
What? Relax.
Oh, I would rather they add in the smaller programs and create a school for a dynasty. I need to get.
For sure. Sorry, that was not a reaction to that.
I Brendan, I only got through like the first 4 episodes of Severance and just was so bored. But I heard I just got to suck it up and just do it.
Yeah, but I mean, also at the same time, it's like that's always like a tough sell. Like, why would you?
I agree.
Like, if somebody's going to tell you it gets good after 10 hours, it's like, well, I mean, how good is it really then? Look at this. This was, look at that. This is how the FBI announced their new director.
Oh, he's fucking ready.
I mean,
put him in the game, coach.
Did he just commit to Florida State? What the fuck is that?
Put him in the game.
The House GOP Twitter. Congratulations to our new FBI director, Cash Patel.
What's his NIL value? What's his
That's
NIL
what I'm
value?
saying. I don't know. I mean, got to be a few million at least.
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. That'll boy.
Anyway, that was not worth the wait. But here we are.
All right, I'll tune into T-Bob later today for Jim Rome.
Fingers crossed, guys. Love y'all. We'll see you Tuesday for a brand new episode of Snaps. Bye, guys.
No, we won't.